Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my Colorado Ghost Town series. If you're hanging out near Central City, why don't you check out Russell Gulch? Cool little ghost town not far from all the casinos out there in Blackhawk. And this is just a really cool area to explore. There's a disc golf course and a guy who owns an art gallery out here, so you'll see that later in the video, but let's see what's going on with the history of this ghost town. Russell Gulch was founded in 1859, named after William Greeneberry Russell, the prospector who helped spark Colorado's first gold rush. At its peak, this rugged little mountain town was home to thousands of miners, fortune seekers, gamblers, and outlaws, all chasing the promise of gold buried deep in the hillsides. Like most boom towns out in the Wild West, Russell Gulch wasn't just a place of opportunity, it was also a place of violence and vice. Shootouts, robberies, and even murders were pretty common as rival prospectors and card cheats settled their disputes with six-shooters instead of handshakes. So with much money changing hands, the Gulch was a magnet for con men and criminals. In fact, some locals once joked that you're just as likely to lose your life in Russell Gulch as you were to strike it rich. Over the years, the mines began to dry up, and by the early 20th century, the once thriving town was fading fast. Families moved in, businesses shuttered, and the schoolhouse closed its doors for good. What remains today is a fascinating collection of weathered buildings, mine shafts, and relics of a wilder era frozen in time. But Russell Gulch has one unique twist that sets it apart from most other ghost towns. You can actually play a round of disc golf here. That's right, Russell Gulch is home to one of the most unusual courses in America, winding through the ruins of the old mining town. Players throw discs across rolling hills, past abandoned cabins, and even near historic mine entrances, making it a surreal blend of sport and history. So yeah, I found this disc golf course. I was just roaming around and I didn't expect to see anyone or really anything out here, but yeah, you can play disc golf out here, and the guy Brian O'Donnell, who owns the place, gave me a nice tour of his art gallery. So yeah, let's take a look at that and see what's going on with this quirky little ghost town. I'm here at Russell Gulch Ghost Town / disc golf course, and there's an art museum tucked way back there, so you never know what you'll find out here. You just gotta do a little poking around. So you got an art gallery here that you're leading me to. What should I expect here? What kind of art do you have?
Well, before I tell you about the art, let me tell you about the building itself.
Sure.
It's a locally famous building. If you go online, you can search it and you can read the newspaper article on it, and your search would be 1904 awful murder, Russell Gulch, Colorado. Awful murder, Russell Gulch, Colorado. Okay, I'll look that up. So the way the story goes is, in 1904, the foreman in the big Topeka mine up here on the hill, the gold mine.
Yep.
The foreman was embezzling, apparently, from the company. He was a severe alcoholic. Mm-hmm. He was having an affair with a dance hall girl down in Central City, and came home drunk one day and killed his family.
Okay.
In the house.
There's a lot of these stories out west, you know.
Well, you know,
crazy murders and weird stuff happening. You know, it was a different time, right?
Actually, it was very big news because stuff like that didn't happen. It was a small community. Everybody knew everybody, and so it was a big deal when he murdered him. I
bet.
He continued on his alcohol binge, and the bodies were discovered a month later, and they found him in Denver. Still drunk, and took him to Canyon City and hung him.
Yeah, that's where they take all the bad people.
Anyway, the building itself, it changed hands over the years from what we've been able to research on it. different people lived in it, renters and things. And then sometime around the 1960s, early 70s, it went vacant, and it had been vacant for about 50 years.
50 years.
It had fallen into disrepair. It was just about at the point of being a goner.
Right.
And my wife and I heard that they were going to put it up for sale, the owners. So we bought it 10 years ago and have restored it to this condition.
Very
We're
nice.
still working on it.
Very good.
And being an artist, I went to the Rocky Mountain School of Art in Denver in the 1970s, studied under Phil Steele. And so I've been painting my whole life, pretty much. And we turned it into an art gallery.
Very cool.
The Murder House.
The Murder House is now an art gallery. How about that? What got you started with art? What inspired you?
Even when I was a kid, I really liked drawing and that kind of thing. Let me turn the lights on.
It's like you're bringing culture to the mountains, you know?
Well, when you have an art gallery at the end of a dead-end road in a ghost town, you don't get a lot of visitors. But people do find their way back here, and I always enjoy bringing them down, letting them not only see the building, but I'm 75 years old.
75? Still making art?
I painted this one down here when I was 15.
So what do you use to paint? Like what kind of paint or background?
Well, that stuff...
I don't know art terminology.
That stuff was in my parents' house. I was 15 years old. I got some money for my birthday, and like I said, I like to draw and mess around with it. So I went out and bought a canvas, some paint, and got some items from my parents' house and put that still life together. And I've been painting ever since. It was 50 years ago.
50 years ago, wow. And where are you from?
I'm originally from New Jersey. I came out to Colorado in 1973.
Smart guy.
As a matter of fact, this is the first painting I painted when I came to Colorado. It's dated there.
Is that supposed to be Boulder?
That is Pearl Street in Boulder. That's no longer there, those buildings. This would have been, 9th Street would have been right here.
Right.
And the Daily Camera building would have been right over here. And when I came to Colorado in 73, I got a job driving a truck for the Daily Camera, the newspaper.
Okay.
So my friend owned a store right across the street right here. He sold backgammon and chess, and it was a game store. Okay. So every day before I'd go pick up my truck, I'd sit in his front yard and work on that painting.
Beautiful.
So,
very cool.
First Colorado painting.
I actually went to school in New Jersey.
Whereabouts?
Up north by Drew University.
I lived in Haddonfield, but my whole family left there in the 1970s, so all ties were cut.
Yeah, once you leave the East Coast, you don't come back. It's very simple.
It was a one-way trip for me.
Yeah. If I was going to move, I'd just go up to Montana. Beautiful stuff here. I like it. Is this supposed to be anyone you know or anyone famous? Guy with
fictitious. I have a hat like that, and I have several guitars, and just thought I love stage lighting.
Yeah. So. Some nice women here enjoying nature. Nice.
Several of them are my wife.
Well, that goes to show you that you never know what you'll run into in these mountains. I did not expect to run into an art gallery or a disc golf course, but that's what Colorado's like, man. There's just cool stuff out here, so go out here, check out the surrounding community, and I think you'll like it. Hey guys, just let me know if there's any areas in Colorado that you want me to film, any suggestions for me, anything I can do to improve my content. I really appreciate all your support and all the subscribers. Thank you so much for watching my content.